Hey guys, welcome to the Save Session, the sessions you always want to save. And recently we've been talking a lot about games and we want to kind of switch up to movies, but we kind of thought for a second, should we just do movies that we like, movies we don't like? And I had an interesting idea. Movies that we think are so bad, but we love anyways. And Bruce, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, I'm going to start us off with my weakest link. It's going to be A Haunted House by the Wayans. Marlon specifically. It's a spoof of Paranormal Activity, right? So it's one of the movies. Yes, I'm not sure right here. It's one of the movies where they poke fun at literally everything of being like of raunchy humor to like actual like maybe minority.
I've seen that movie, yeah.
Because
it's one of those what they call spoof movies or. Not paranoid. Oh my God. Well, I can't think of the word. Anyways.
It's a spoof of Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, spoof, but it's called...
A Haunted House.
No, I know what it's called, but there's a type of movie. Like... Okay, keep talking. I'm going to look it up.
It's spoof, dude.
There's something different.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, either way, it's a pretty, I think it's obviously not a good movie. It's pretty bad because it's supposed to be like a comedy-based movie, like how most of the screams are. At least I don't think the screams are that good, but a lot of people think they're entertaining.
Well, you're thinking of like Scary Movie. Like Scary Movie being the Scream.
Yeah. Scary Movie, yeah.
Because Scary Movie has like Ghostface in it, even though Ghostface isn't always the killer in all the Scary Movie movies.
Yeah, because I know the most recent one dropped. I think it's 7, and it has his daughter in it, and it was like they have Wednesday in there, but I think her name's Tuesday or Monday. So there was that, and I think it was just really entertaining because Paranormal Activity is an objectively bad series.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's like
the first one was okay.
That movie was dumb. That man gaslit her the entire time.
Mm-hmm. What, for Paranormal Activity? How'd he gaslight her? She was the one that was possessed.
Yeah, but he was the one actively keeping her from doing the thing to figure out that their house was possessed to begin with. And whenever
because he just didn't want to I'm pretty sure it's just because he didn't want to believe it. He probably didn't believe in ghosts and
gaslight.
Yeah, that's not exactly gaslighting. That's just him refusing to believe.
That sounds like a gaslight.
That's not what gaslighting.
Hey, I got shot. I didn't get shot. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. You got shot. It's right there. Why is your hand doing all this stuff? You're not possessed. Why do we need to keep a medium? A cross disappeared. Why are things on fire? I don't know. Maybe we should call a medium. No, we're fine. Gaslighting.
That's not gaslighting. That's denial.
That's gaslighting.
That's denial.
Denial can be a gaslight.
That's not how that works.
It kind of is.
Not really, but
it kind of is. Because in that case, whenever you say I'm gaslighting, I can just call denial.
So sometimes not. It depends on if you're intentionally doing it. Like the guy, I'm pretty sure he was just in denial because he didn't want to believe. Meanwhile, gaslighting is more, I know, like I believe this is what's happening, but I want to make sure you don't believe this is what's happening.
Because there was moments where they were actively saw the thing react, and it was like, you can do better, bro. And then it was, she got possessed and killed him. So it was like, yay. Mm-hmm. But back on A Haunted House, that movie is hilarious because...
Oh, I remember. That's the I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Yeah, he hits the hardest. I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
They're coming in like, hey, who's in here? Who's in here? We're going to kill you. They see that.
Yourself. And then the thing like a piano drops and they start screaming like little girl. And it's like, I don't want none of that smoke. I'm getting out of here.
Well, no, they just say, you didn't say it was no ghost. You didn't say it was no ghost.
Yeah, it was a little crazy because obviously like the wife was possessed and it being like, a black cultured references of how black people react to that sitting is just kind of stupid. Because there was the one moment where the camcorder was on the bed and the ghost was clapping the dude's cheeks. You're just like...
I remember that. I mean, it's like... I don't remember what his name was, but it was like the main dude, like I'm pretty sure made multiple like parody movies like that.
Marlon Wayans, yeah.
Marlon Wayans.
He was also in, I think, Jordan Peele movie called Him. Where it was displaying the...
I actually never saw that movie, even though I want to, because I've liked most of the horror Jordan Peele movies. I might try. I might look at it. Then the movie I want to see again is Us, but it is so you can't stream it anywhere. I would have to buy it. It's annoying.
Is it like banned or something, or is it just?
It's not banned. It's just no streaming service has it for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one about like the twins and the underground and stuff like that. But anyway, we're supposed to be talking about movies that are bad that we love.
My favorite scene from the movie is when Marlon's character is calling up like a white dude doctor, professor, but Tino's like, "Oh shit, the cops are here. I gotta go. I'll call you back later." Then he calls him back and he's in a cell and this big brolic fat black dude.
Who doesn't know that scene?
Is this like
Hang up that computer call. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
looking like a double-wide surprise? Stinks, don't it?
I hated every second of that. At least mine you could tell was a parody. Yours, you hit a little too hard. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable now. Like,
Practice.
exit's closed off. There's a window. And sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, no, that's like to start it off, because like the movie's honestly extremely entertaining, because everything I didn't like about the show it's based on, this show said, hey, we acknowledge it exists. What happens if you sprinkle some black people in it? And what happens if they actually don't give a shit about the plot whatsoever?
I remember there was this one scene where basically, hey, they were just told, okay, well, the thing is, a ghost you give it power by acknowledging it, so just don't acknowledge it. And then just shit starts happening. Like they're eating cereal. One of the dudes gets up like, hey, baby, I'm going to go to the store because I think we're out of cereal because a ghost like knocked over the cereal. Oh, he's like, hey, babe, I'm going to go get some cereal. Babe. And the girl's like, okay, babe. And the bowls get knocked over and the milk gets knocked over. He goes, hey, babe, can you grab some milk too?
Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. Just from like the nonsensical standpoint is just, it's way up here while we're like way normal. Like normally we're here and it just kicks it up to 11. And that's just so perfect. Because I think I also remember that one scene where this couple finds like Marlon's family and they're like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? But they're like being obvious swingers about it. And they're like trying to recruit them into their swinging party. Just to find out later they recruited Ray and his entire crew. And then like the husband of the wife is recording it all while the wife is just having a Bonnie Blue moment.
This is the way it feels like sometimes it feels like what you think you say is like simple and short, but then you just go on. I'm like,
That's how his wife felt.
I almost want to start this episode over. That was Haunted House, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Haunted House, okay.
Yeah.
And honestly, we could say some of the parody movies, but some of them are just kind of objectively bad. Like the epic movies, like stuff like that.
He made a 50 Shades of Grey ripoff.
I saw that. And then there was another one that was like totally vampires or something like that. Or it was like a Twilight ripoff.
You got the obvious one where Terry Crews is like, da-na-na-na-na-na, and I need you. Da-na-na-na.
Wasn't that from White Chicks?
Yeah, he made that.
Well, yeah, but that's not a parody movie.
I mean, might as well be. That shit was funny.
It was funny, but it's not a parody movie.
If it's a Wayans movie, it's a parody movie.
It's not a parody movie.
Most of their movies are basically parodies.
It's not a parody.
That might as well been. That's the greatest non-parody parody I've ever seen.
Now you're gaslighting.
Nah.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think it is a parody.
Yeah, gaslighting. But anyway, I would say my next movie, it's not as funny, but it does go more off the rails. And I think it's more of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. Like the more recent ones.
Okay, because I was going to say like the animated one where Sonic Boom was presented was gas.
No, of course, the more recent ones. I just said.
I know. I also just said if you were talking about the older ones, I'd.
Why would I be talking about that if I said the recent?
I don't know. I was just stating.
Like I say, your level of understanding, like
he can't run, he can't fly, He can't reach the other side
Focus.
of the rainbow.
Focus.
It's Sonic based.
I know it's on base, but focus.
is
But anyway, the first movie I didn't think was that good, but basically it was the one where like he had human teeth, he had like weird like human proportions, and also they played Gangster's Paradise to it, like to the trailer, and then that's when everyone bullied the studio into fixing his design. Some people believe that was like, what do you call a publicity stunt? Like, but I don't think it was, because they already made merchandise for it, for like the ugly version of it. They already made merchandise for it.
I mean, you could argue they tried to make a creepypasta.
Nah, they wouldn't make a creepypasta. The director just fully believed that like a humanoid version of it, is the right direction, because if it's live action, it should look more like humanoid. Like those Uncanny Valley, like Pokemon pictures that you see that are just like the Pokemon but in real life, but they don't look right whatsoever. Yeah, he believes in real life, things should look more realistic. But realistic meaning flat out ugly.
It's like how when people say that cryptids exist and it's like obviously they are like altered or they look real, but there's something about it that makes it obviously not real either. Because like in my opinion, that one hairless dog that that looks like a hyena, that's probably what the Chupacabra is based on.
I love both times you didn't say something. You were like, you know about that. Yeah, you know about that.
El Chupacabra.
El Chupacabra.
It looks like a hyena, like the dog that just has hair on it. It looks kind of like a dog version of a hyena, because I'm pretty sure it's just like a chihuahua messed up with hair patches.
Well, yeah. At least it looks better than the Sonic from the first design draft. But then they fixed it. But they didn't fix anything about the script, because it had Jim Carrey playing over the top. Now, I don't believe Jim Carrey was that funny in the movies, but I do think he was giving all of his energy with whatever he was doing.
I mean, I don't really think Jim was trying to be funny until like the third one, because that dance.
Well, the thing was, I think he was, or at least the script was trying to make him funny, but a lot of times he just wasn't saying anything funny. The closest thing that was kind of funny was he asked the captain dude, hey, who are you? He goes, well, I'm the captain. Nobody cares.
What was your name? Benny. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Like, that's not really funny, but I think it's the closest thing.
I don't think he was trying to be funny though, because like I don't recall Eggman ever being funny.
Yeah, you don't recall Eggman being funny, but that's what he was trying to do in the movies.
Because like Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 1, Eggman wasn't funny. He was just a dick.
Well, just because that's how he was in the games doesn't mean that's how he was in the movies. In the movies, He was wildly different. Like, even then, Jim Carrey doesn't at all look like Eggman until like the third one.
I mean, the origin story, I guess. I feel like what they did in the Sonic movie, like they were trying to do their own thing for the first two ones. Because I don't know what the fuck happened in the second film. Because wasn't that one the one where they had like a wedding in it?
Dude, the second one, the first one was just okay. It's a little odd, but okay, it's an okay like kid Sonic movie. The second one is balls to the walls insanity.
Yeah, because Knuckles gets introduced in that.
Well, no, what happens is it shows Eggman in the mushroom world. Then Knuckles appears through a portal. He goes, someone stole the emeralds. I need you to tell me, or something like that. And then Eggman's like, well, I'm just your guy. And we go from that being kind of a semi-serious Sonic movie to being an Alvin and the Chipmunks style movie where Sonic's left at home. He's like, yeah, no parents. Yeah, parents rule. Kids rule. And he's just like doing all these things in the house. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be like 15? But anyways, then suddenly Dr. Eggman and Knuckles appear, and then Knuckles has the, that was in the trailer, but not in the movies, where Sonic's like, you'll never get my power. Tries to do a homing attack. Knuckles stops him. Does it look like I need your power?
I think that didn't happen in the movie.
That didn't happen in the movie. The line was said, but Sonic was just like, you'll never get my power. And then Knuckles pulls another stance. Do I look like I need your power? Now him slamming him into the ground like that did happen, but the line didn't go right there. It's super weird. But Tails appears out of nowhere and says, "Yeah, I've been following you for a long time." And then I'm just like, "So you've been stalking him?" No, he's like my best buddy, and I know him from a while. But Sonic doesn't know him. They just like, "Yeah, I've been following you, and now I want to help you." Like, okay, we're doing this now. Then they go into the mountains, only for it to turn into a dance-off movie with him and this random mountain hiker dancer dude. And then it turns into like, "Hey, you're my best buddy." He's like, "No, I can't even do anything." "No, you're my best buddy for real." "You mean it?" "Yeah, you're my best buddy." "Okay, we're best buddies." There being an actual Sonic movie again, where they're fighting down the mountain, only for, I don't remember what happens a little bit after that, only for them to get captured, only to turn into a bad rom-com wedding movie with that one, bigger black girl, coming out of the go-kart and, throwing a grenade behind her and going, "Arr!" And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Where did my Sonic movie go?
Pretty much.
Where is my Sonic?
That little bit of it, it's kind of what the big problem is with kaiju movies, is like how we talked about in a past episode. It was like they focused too much on the human characters, because that whole secret agent scene didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, who is this lady?
Well, it wasn't, and the lady, I'm pretty sure it was her husband that she was marrying. Her fiance was
the black girl was marrying a dude, but the dude was like a stubble agent for the bad guys, but he ended up actually falling for the girl, and then they tried to capture Sonic and ruin the wedding, and she was like, "Oh, Nacha!" They had that at my wedding. And then she magically gained militaristic or combat training, and she respectfully doesn't have the build for it. So I'm like,
So yeah, that was the second one. A lot more happens, with Knuckles and them fighting, and of course that's when it turns into an actual Sonic movie again.
The part where Sonic hits the maze and he's just speeding through it, and Knuckles is like, "Pow!" and just punches through all the stuff, because he just I don't got time for this. It was goated.
And then the first time we got to see Super Sonic on the big screen, while I would have liked, a better fight with it. It was okay, because Dr. Robotnik somehow, harnessed the power of the Emerald, and then Sonic harnessed it himself, and then turned Super Sonic, and then just one-shot him.
Super Sonic is like that.
But then the third movie gets even more insanity, and it'll always piss me off. Because, again, they turn to more little kiddish jokes, and jokes that just flat out do not work. And they even got my guy, Keanu Reeves, to play Shadow. And Shadow was okay. He was just bland and just kind of standing there. It's like he just stands there until the plot says, "Oh yeah, we kind of need you to do something here." And then he's like, "Okay." And then he goes and does something.
Yeah, they're just like, "Hey."
Meanwhile, in the games, he actually had agency of his own. He wanted to help Eggman to get revenge on, the people who he believed Dr. Robotnik wanted to kill because Maria died.
Yeah, I mean, he had the same motivation, but it was very...
He had the same motivation, but then again,
he drone, at least with it.
He himself felt like a robot just standing there until, Eggman said, "Okay, I need you to do something."
Yeah, because the whole city scene, which, shout out to them bringing back Chow's, for bringing that Chow restaurant.
I fucking hated that. I hated that.
That was really dumb, but I was just glad they were in the movie finally. So I was like,
no, I was banging my head on my table. I'm like, are you serious? We finally get Chow's, and it's a little kid restaurant in Japan.
I mean, but they are kids. They're babies, technically, right?
Yeah,
Chow's babies.
Kind of yes and no. Chow's are actually an advanced form of an alien, actually formed from Chaos. You actually know Chaos from the very first game, the water dude. Yeah, I guess that's actually their original form. And the power of the Chaos Emerald and the Master Emerald turned them into Chows.
So you're just playing with a bunch of little Chaoses?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, basically. And even then, didn't you play Sonic Frontiers?
No, I never finished it.
Oh, you never finished it? That's the plot. Is that there was one of the things is, I don't remember fully the plot, but basically a bunch of chaos looking, dudes got crash landed on Earth, and then we get more lore about the Chows, and showing that actually Chaos is kind of their original form, but the the Chaos Emerald or Master Emerald is able to transform them back and forth. Chaos itself was just a corrupted version of them.
He was a menace, though.
So Chow's, I was very disappointed that all they got is that they were I don't know, some sort of weird reference in a garden, like the Garden of Chow's, but it was just a
The
restaurant.
reference was cool, but like I would have actually appreciated to see an actual Chow, but
That's
I
what
was
I mean.
just glad they were in it. You
But
know?
that's what I mean. I would have liked more world building because, again, it doesn't feel like a genuine Sonic movie. It feels like Sonic just randomly interjected into our world.
I mean, yeah, because at least in the first film, his mom, the little hawk lady, threw him here through a ring, and then he was just like underground for a minute.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I would have liked more world building because even then, in the original Sonic games, quite a bit of it does take place in the actual world.
Yeah, I mean, we got to acknowledge the Akira slide. That was gas. That was tough. But
Well, I'm someone I don't like. It's cool that the Akira slide was in there, but I'm like, cool. You gonna say anything about it? No, it's just a reference. Okay.
yeah, I don't quite really understand why this just like it was a cool reference.
Just kind of
yes,
like,
but
I'm sorry, I have to say, it's like in Ready Player One, where you have all these characters, but they're not actually the characters.
Yeah, they're just skins.
Yeah, they're just skins. So
Foreshadowed.
But I just don't really get the why you would reference it if you're not going to say anything interesting about it, other than like, hey, that exists. You remember that exists? Ain't that cool that we know that you know it exists?
But it's kind of crazy because it's really tough. It was really funny to me to see Iron Giant box Mecha Godzilla. Also to see an alien chest burster pop out of Goro's chest.
Yeah, that's...
Even though it was like a costume.
Yeah, that's cool, but at the same time, it's like, they don't really fit into the story, so it's just kind of a weird reference to be like, yeah, know that we know this? You should be excited because we know that we know this.
Yeah,
We know that you know this, and we know this that you know this that we know this.
We just got to take a second to acknowledge that they are the only people to my availabilities of reach that have made a live action Gundam show up and take cheek.
Yeah.
Metallic belt to ass.
Yeah. Well,
that was great.
The scene had a really cool fight scene, but again, I would have liked if it was like an actual like Gundam dude, or if it actually had the personality of the Gundam or something. But anyway, that's Ready Player One. We're talking about Sonic. But then Sonic 3 again, it kind of turns into a horror movie where they're in like the little underground area, and then Shadow just one by one takes them out, and then instead of like killing them or something, they just tie them up. And it's just like, why? Because they need them for their plan. What plan is that? Only for them to escape? It's like, we don't need them for our plan. What?
Yeah.
And then the whole plan, then the only thing that was iconic was the hallway dance scene that we already showed in the previous episode, but that is still and always will be iconic. But then there was this weird moment where Jim Carrey mugged to the camera where he's like, you look like me and I look like you. It's almost like we're the same actor playing two different characters. It's just like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening? Why do you need to acknowledge that? You kind of ruin the fun of it.
Because it's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey, and it's just random randomness. And then we get Sonic and Knuckles, fighting because, they went into that secret base. They failed, to stop them. I don't even remember what they were in the building for. But I think to get the plans for the Space Colony Arc, and then they both failed to get it. I don't remember that part. I just remember them going there. And then for some reason, because Shadow hit, what's his face? Tom? What's his name? Mm-hmm. He hit him, and now Tom is needs to be hospitalized. And he's like, what did you do? So Shadow's just like, what I had to. I'm like, did you really have to? You're so much stronger. You could have just teleported him away. I'm like, why did you have to hit him?
Prove a point.
And Sonic is like, I need the Chaos Emeralds. Knuckles is like, no, I will not give them to you. And then he goes, Knuckles, I'll fight you for it. Knuckles goes, listen, we made a pact that I would never give them to you. Unless you say you really, really wanted them. Since you really, really wanted them, I'll give them to you. But I don't like that you're doing this. It's like, but then what's the point of, what? Then what's the point of having that rule? Why would you have that rule if you can just be easily over bypassed? It's like, hey, it's like going up to a bank with a gun. It's like, hey, give me all your money. No, we're not supposed to, but I really, really want it. Well, okay, well, here's all our money, but you don't have to be an asshole about it.
That makes me wonder if Sonic 4 is going to actually introduce the hyper modes.
Maybe. I know they're introducing Metal Sonic and Amy.
Yeah.
But then the only cool thing about it was the Sonic versus Shadow, even though I think it happened a little too fast. Like suddenly it's like, okay, so now we didn't build up the rivalry against each other that much. Because, again, it's not like the games where you can feel the rivalry between them. And then Sonic's mad at Shadow because Sonic got framed for everything Shadow did. And Shadow just doesn't fully understand what Sonic is. Like, even though he used a fake emerald to somehow, harness the power of chaos, even though it was fake. And then he goes, what are you? So, like, there was an actual reason for them to fight because they know so little about each other, but they both believe they're the fastest and the strongest of each other.
Just for Shadow to dog whoop his ass, bro. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Shadow went super, probably remembering this incorrectly, but didn't Shadow go super just from being around Super Sonic?
Yeah, a little bit. But I also think Sonic, exposed the emeralds to him, and then he also just absorbed the power as well. And then again, it's like kind of unceremoniously just kind of gave him the power. Sure, in the other one, it was kind of random for him to get the power, but at the same time, it showed like at least, I don't know, I think the presentation was just super weird and super rushed to give us Super Sonic and Super Shadow. And then, the live and learn, song as they're tearing up, robots in the army. I'm in the army, in space. Why did I say army? Jesus.
His space army.
Mm-hmm, space army. But then, I don't know. The movies, I think they are terrible. They are fun, entertaining watch, as long as you don't take it serious. But they can be kind of irritating, though. But I do think they fall just barely under the so bad it's good. If you're looking for just a crazy time, these movies will definitely give you what you want.
I think that'd be more suited for the outro when we finish the video. Mm-hmm. But, actually, to bring it back to...
Well, I was talking in terms of all the Sonic movies.
Oh, I just thought you meant our topics in general.
No, I was talking about all the Sonic movies.
I mean, the first and third one are, in my opinion, the best out of all of them.
I think the second one's better just because of how insane it gets.
I didn't like the second one. That one's the worst one in my opinion.
That one, in my opinion, is the worst one, but because of how insane, it's bad for how insane it gets, and no one told the director no.
Oh, and I thought that was like the best part of it. That is insane, but
yeah, that's what I mean. It's bad because no one told the director no, and therefore they were just able to unleash all their insanity on the movie. But anyway, yours.
I was going to tie into it for smooth transition, but actually instead, so I have a pseudo honorable mention in mind, but the next one that I'm going to talk about is The Predator from 2010.
2010?
And if you don't recall that one, I don't know if do you even like Predators?
I mean, I like Predator, but I've never ever seen a movie with the Predator. I always like the concept of the Predator and the design of them. It's just I've never truly seen a movie.
So this one is going to be based off of the Predator movie that's in 2010 and the movie that came directly afterwards called The Predator, because The Predator 2010 was cool, but it literally starts off with the Yautja handpicked the humanity's best of the best. So they took, let's say, 6 people.
I think I remember seeing like a bunch of trailers for that movie, and then everyone was saying that it wasn't good.
Exactly, and that's the craziest part, because like the main character I think is a KGB, and they have a Yakuza, a mafia member, a guy sentenced for life in prison, and like 2 other ones, but I can't remember. And they're just there. The movie starts with them in like drop pods, like spinning, flailing, going like, and then in trees, and like there was more of them, but they died on impact.
That slap sounded like it hurt.
It didn't. And it was crazy because it was kind of like that whole thing where like the whole Among Us concept, and it was like, who here is like going to try to kill us while we have to survive space creatures? You know what I'm saying? Because like in the first 10 minutes, giant predator space dogs are running them down and they're trying to like maul them and stuff. Like the concept of it sounds like something that would be cool, right? But it was just how the human characters interact with each other. And then like the fact that there's two different predator species on top of it, hunting each other as well, is also just weird. Because the standard predator...
Basically, you think the movie just had too much going on.
Absolutely. Because the standard predator that we grew up with Arnold and then 2 and all the other ones in Alien versus Predator, it was like he's chained up for no fucking reason. Just to find out that Lawrence Fishburne is like, he's been on this planet since 5 cycles ago, which is like a whole section, like 4 other groups of people that have been dropped on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. And he's watched all of them get hunted, murdered, and all that stuff, and they captured the regular Joe Schmo predator, which to us is a badass. He's Billy Badass. You know what I'm saying? So then you find out that there's a bad blood, which bad blood translates to the predator species that aren't honorable. And they have no problem killing each other. But for this movie...
Because I thought the lore of the Predator was like, if they ever failed even one mission, they're basically outcast.
Yeah. And bad bloods take outcasts to like the whole extreme. So it'd be like how predators don't kill people that are sick, or they don't kill people weaker than them, or people that aren't considered a good hunt. A bad blood would murk your ass in a second. Mm-hmm. Like the minute they see you, blade in the face. Mm-hmm. And they have no problem killing their own species. Because that's why...
So regular predators are just basically like Craven, where it's just like they're just addicted to the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, and if you can't, like if you're not big enough, you get killed. If you're not strong enough, you get killed. If you can't successfully do your initiation hunt, you're left out there to die. And if you do succeed, they'll send you to a planet that you're not going to survive in.
You're just at a Papa John's to try and enjoy your pizza, and then suddenly a predator's like, hey, I don't like you.
Pretty much, because that's like how their hierarchy works. Like if you can't hunt, which is their whole bread and butter, like if you're born with a defect, you're dead. Like they just take you to the sacrificial, you're dead. And the craziest thing is the predator that like the super predators, they're a whole foot taller, a lot stronger, and instead of like the traditional like white yellow skin tone that the predators have, they're like black, jet black, just over that too. And then like their heads are shaped a little differently to signify that they're called super. Yeah. And the ones that were introduced to Berserker, Falconeer, and like Tusk. And the Tusk is the one that was controlling the predator dogs, who mauls the hell out of a lot of them, honestly. And Falconeer, he's like the tech genius, and Berserker is just like, I can do everything, I'm all around, but I'll whoop your ass. Go ahead and try me. So the whole movie, they're running from the predators, right? Getting picked off one by either the animals, the technology, or just brute combat. And at some point, the thief guy is over here like, I'm going to try and sneak diss a predator. And the predator's like, because they're smart, he was like, yeah, that's cute. You tried, but did you forget I have like a shield? I have a cloak. I can like detach my equipment, or you can't hurt me with your little knife weapons and all that other shit. It's literally so confusing because you're sitting here like, okay, we're playing a game. The predators are the observers. Throw you in our hunting ground so we can hunt you, right? Y'all survive, cool. Now we're gonna start pulling up on you, dispatching them one by one. But the craziest part was the humans actually started beating them. So the predators over here going like shaking in their boots because the Yakuza, who like only had
the game Yakuza,
he had a full hand, and then like he had another hand with 3 fingers, right?
Oh, okay.
So he takes on Falconeer, and they have a blade battle because like the predators are still honorable, it's just the leader isn't, right? And they have this cool showdown standoff, old classic like samurai-y movie where it's like black and white going, and then just like run at each other, slash, and they both die. And I'm like, so this whole movie, you had the ability just to kill these guys, and y'all were just like getting picked off. Like, to be fair, advanced technology, and it makes sense. But it's like, if y'all were just going 1v1 them this whole time, why were y'all running the entire time?
Because they were afraid of the dogs.
I mean, but like the guy that killed them had a chain gun, like a machine gun. Like he was over here going, brrr. They were tough, obviously, because predators. But the thing that makes the movie so dumb. Like, it's an enjoyable watch, but it's stupid to try to understand. Just like most like the Alien versus Predator series is stupid to understand because there's no, like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. The Predator 2010, the final showdown, and this, I'm going to explain this in the most non-complicated way possible, but it'll still be complicated. I'm so sorry. The main guy and his love interest and the thief are the only three people left alive. The thief tries to kill the love interest by injecting her with some native poison that he found on the planet that he experimented on with another guy that got him killed. And it works on her, so she can barely move. She can only do that thing where she can, like, use her hand, but she was the main character helped her position herself in a way to still use her rifle to when the predator shows up for their sneak attack. So the main guy is over here covered in mud because the predator's heat vision is apparently not advanced enough to detect heat through mud. Don't know why. So they free the regular predator. So the regular predator and the main character over here are like, come on, bruh. Bring it. And he's over here. He comes all in, all this like, yeah.
I like the way you look at me like that.
So the regular predator and berserker start fighting, right? And when I tell you start fighting, the shortest fight scene I've ever seen in my life. Because he's over here just like, he's like, push, head chop off. That fast. Like, the little predator is literally just getting bullied the whole time until he's like, okay, I'll kill you now. And then his head just slides off his body. And then the other guy's like, I'm going to take my grenade launcher and shoot you with it now. And then he started shooting him, did no damage. And then the thing that killed him was falling into a pit of poison and then exploding, I'm pretty sure. So,
yeah, the thing is, you sound so excited. You know how much of that I retained?
none of it.
Zip. Because I'm just like, the predator dogs, and then those short little predator, chop off head because he got bullied. Then one dude tripping poison, explode. Yeah.
That's crazy how you still get that. So ironically enough, if you think that's confusing, then The Predator, which is the movie directly afterwards, centers around another super predator, but not a bad one this time. But he goes around planet hopping to genetically modify himself to become the ultimate predator. By the time he gets to Earth, he's the ultimate predator, where he has like bulletproof skin, has heat vision without the mask thing, able to control dogs by like just wiggling his tusks. Or his mandibles, sorry. And it's just
the
like,
way you did it though.
because keep in mind, a regular predator is 7 feet tall. A super predator is 8 feet tall. The ultimate predator was 10 feet tall and just walked in there and just like, tiptoeing in my Jordan sweater game. And he just still gets killed because a Joe Schmo predator who was cross-mixed with human DNA felt bad for humans and then gave him like a predator suit. Like an Iron Man version of a predator suit. And then like Deus Ex Machina equipped it and blasted his shit and he died. And I'm like, basically how your face is right now was the entire time I'm watching the movie.
You just have such a way with words.
Yeah.
Like big dude walks in, other dudes just like, I gave human Iron Man predator suit and therefore you a bitch.
Pretty much. And the movie ends with him actually figuring out how to use it because he accidentally activated it, of course, and it somehow just kills the ultimate predator. And I'm like, can we just go back to normal predators, please?
Mm-hmm. Can we actually like? I think it'd be cool if we actually saw more of a movie like based like in their tribe and like maybe even.
We do actually. That's Predator Badland.
All right, because I'd like that, but just more of an in-depth look at like predators in their life before like they start interacting with humans. Or even then, I heard Alien vs. Predator is actually a pretty good series. But yeah, I heard like...
The community says that movie is arguably like the top 5 worst things ever conceived.
I've always heard like it's one of those movies, I'm pretty sure it's also like one of those so bad it's good movies where it's like if all you want is to mainly see aliens versus predators, sure there are humans that get in the way, but at the very least the humans mostly get horrifically killed off.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the other ones, like the Godzilla movies, you actually want, like, they say that, Like in the Godzilla movies treat it like you want the humans to survive, like you actually care about them. And the Alien vs. Predator, you don't really care about them that much. You just want to see how horrifically they can kill them while trying to kill each other.
It's kind of funny too, because in the AVP, the regular one, it makes the humans are there to actually let the aliens out, which are it's just unfortunate that the planet that they're on is a hunting ground for predators, because that's where there's like, so they have an initiation to where like to rank up from, instead of being a newbie, you have to either exterminate a xenomorph hive, or you have to go on like, basically go get the Broly treatment, go to a planet you're not supposed to survive on and survive on. But that's also the same level as kill a xenomorph hive. And the whole reason the predators were there is because that was their, I'm about to be a real hunter initiative, just for them to get boomed by like the weakest variations of a xenomorph. So when AVP rolls around, Requiem, the second movie after that, the only predator that survived that marks a human woman as a true hunter, an alien chest pops out of it, which the Predalien comes out. So it's the predator cross alien, and then that generates an entire hive, and it takes over a whole city, and they send one lone predator to board wipe the entire thing. And he successfully does.
Damn. Well, I'm going to move on to my honorable mention, because we've been talking about that for a little while. Yeah, we kind of went on a little rant about that.
Predator franchise.
But basically, my honorable mention, it'll be a slight one, but it'll be kind of the Mortal Kombat movies. Mainly all of them. But the first Mortal Kombat movie I still think is so bad it's good.
I would like to point out, I saw the first one, but I will admit, Mortal Kombat, the movie before that, I think it's called Armageddon.
No, it was just Mortal Kombat, then it was Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Oh, okay, because I know like the movies that came...
Or it was Annihilation, I don't remember.
It's Annihilation, that's it.
Annihilation was the sequel.
Was terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. To me, I think it's still like one of those so bad it's good movies, because again, if you're just in for a stupid time and to laugh at a movie for dumb decisions, it is very much a so bad it's good movie, because it's just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because to be fair, my first time ever playing Mortal Kombat was 9. I didn't know about the older games, because I thought I was able to play those on an iPad, and I thought those were just like iPad games the entire time.
What?
While the most successful fighting game franchise is misrepresented as an iPhone game. That's crazy.
Yeah, because they had Mortal Kombat 3, the Ultimate Edition on there, and I was like, okay, so there's how many games of this have been out? So then when 9 came around, because I had a Game Boy Advance, I had all that shit, but the first time I really got into gaming was Xbox 360 in the PS3 era. Origin story on a different video. But the first time I ever got into it was 9, but I didn't know what 9 was, because I knew of Armageddon and Deception and all those other games that came before it, but I was like, 9 was my de facto introduction in it. So when I watched Annihilation, I was like, wait,
even though I didn't have the fullest grasp on the Mortal Kombat lore, even I could say like that's kind of dumb. My introduction was Mortal Kombat versus DC, honestly.
I am so sorry.
I mean, it told the characters well enough, and honestly, it's not that bad of a fighting game. The only problem with it is the story is very nonsensical, and then it's rated T when no Mortal Kombat game should ever be rated T. But then again, it did give us Injustice. First Injustice and second Injustice, amazing. But this is about movies. But the Annihilation, again, is an insane time. I've already talked about my opinions on Mortal Kombat 2023. I think it's stupid. It like just watering down all my favorite characters for this new guy. I don't even remember his name. MMA fighter, and then you have a tattoo when you're born. But if
That movie was so fucking dumb.
But if you kill someone kills you, then they get the tattoo, and the tattoo means you're destined to fight in the Mortal Kombat tournament.
Yeah, I saw what you meant when you were saying Kano's, and because at first his jokes were funny and I loved him, but then by the time the movie ended, I was like, bro, shut up.
Oh yeah, and there's that whole thing, and then basically instead of it coming from their past, their powers, it comes from the tattoo. We've already kind of talked about that, how that's dumb. But then the second one gets even more insane. But at the very least, even though I don't think it's that, I don't think objectively it's that good of a movie. But what I do think is it's a very fun movie. Like, the combat is on point. And shit, Shao Kahn gets his throat slit like 3 times. And he keeps going. He gets like cut, slit, and everything. And he's just such a badass. He just powers through it. Just kind of like in Mortal Kombat 9, he gets punched through the chest. And somehow he lives. Like the insane asylum. Now, there was a little plot point in the movie, spoiler alert, where he basically inherits the power of an elder god, I think, or the amulet from the elder gods, kind of like what Shinnok had. Basically, Shinnok's amulet, and he basically gains immortality from it. And then afterwards, that's how he does it. And you know that guy from the first movie? In his very first fight, he dies. They crush his head. He dies. Like, yeah, he slits Shao Kahn's throat, and he's like, yeah, I got you. Shao Kahn goes, heals up. He goes, well, how did you? He hits him, and then slams, like, his hammer down, kills him. And you're just like, Jesus Christ.
Justified.
Just from, okay, and then you know what they do later in the movie? I think it was Johnny Cage and Kano both go to the Netherrealm to get Scorpion on their side. And basically, your guy's in there. I'll spoil it for you. Noob Saibot's in it. Yeah, basically, Sub-Zero dies in the first movie, and then, shit.
How he died in the first movie was kind of tough.
Yeah, Quan Chi basically resurrected him as Noob and sent him to Netherrealm to stop our heroes. And then they learn that, Noob is Bihan, and then they tell Scorpion, who's living a peaceful life, he goes, hell is whatever you make of it. Hell is like heaven to him. He's taking care of his own garden and everything. And then suddenly they're like, hey, Bihan's still here, right? And he's still alive. He goes, what? And then he goes to Bihan. I'm like, wait, aren't you going to tell him his son is dead? Because basically the MMA dude is his son. And the whole reason he came back in the first movie was to kill Bihan and help his son. Are you not going to tell him his son's dead? They never tell him his son's dead. They never tell him. So that's just insane to me. I'm like, okay, I guess it's that much on sight, that much hatred, where it's just like, yeah, I'm just peaceful in my garden. I have no need for fight or want for violence anymore. Beyond's still alive. He's like, okay, he's getting the smoke again. Smoke's not even in this movie, but he's getting the smoke.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
And then at the end, basically, the whole thing is now a tournament, and basically they spend all this time trying to recruit Johnny Cage. You know what happens first fight? He gets his ass whooped by Jade.
As he should.
And they lose the first round. And once a fighter's out, the fighter's out. You can either spare them or kill them. Usually the evil people, kill them. But then, and Jade decides to let him live. Actually, was it Jade or was it Katana? I think it might have been Katana. I don't fully remember who he was fighting, but basically whoever he fought, they let him live.
Let's say Katana.
I'm pretty sure it was Jade though.
Okay.
But then lets him live, and then moves on. But then just like, okay, so he's no longer in the tournament. I'm like, what the fuck did they recruit him for? And they're like, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. Now you're at a disadvantage, and now he's just useless. Only for them to then find what's his name? Do with the face, and I can't remember his name.
Dude with the face.
The teeth in the
Baraka.
Baraka. Jesus Christ, man.
You suck at descriptions.
Well, I said with the face, with the teeth, and with the things that come out.
I didn't hear. All I heard was babble, babble.
But basically, they find him. Johnny Cage decides to call him a coward. They fight, and then basically he's just like, "That was the funnest fight I ever had." Yeah, okay, the Tarkans are on your side. And then
Baraka dumb.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they basically turned him into what's his face, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, where basically he's like, I'm very set in my ways. You do something, and he's just like, okay, I'm on your side now. But then, and later on, Liu Kang gets I think he gets the same thing. He gets sliced through the throat or punched through, and then he's like, this is not my time. I know my destiny. He turns into to a little thing of fire, leaves the tournament, and doesn't come back. It's like, what? Where did he go? What did you mean by that? What? And then, Kitana, she basically turns against Shao Kahn. And when they had you need 5 fighters, there was only 4 fighters for the good guy team. And Kitana, the bad guys lost a fighter while the good guys gained a fighter because Kitana decided to betray Shao Kahn. Then she killed Shao Kahn, and then Sonya and all of them decide to come together and we're going to save our friends in the next one. They do a write-off, and then that's how the movie ends, with them just slowly walking to, the camera. It's like, where did Liu Kang go? What did he mean by that? No one's going to tell Scorpion his son is dead? What happened with Quan Chi? You just kind of introduce him in the movie, and he does nothing except stuff off screen. What? And then Kano's just yeah, I'm tired of working for the bad guys because they're mean to me, so I'm going to work for the good guys again. What? What is happening? Yes, it's a very stupid movie, but it's super fun because the action is...
Jack's in it?
Jack's in it? Yes, Jack was in it too.
Did he die?
No.
Okay. You didn't say anything about him, so I was like, was he not in the movie?
Well, he barely does anything, except for one fight. Actually, I think he was the one that fought Jade, actually. I don't remember.
It's okay. I'll see it when it comes out on whatever, HBO or Prime.
Pretty sure it'll come out on HBO. But that's my honorable mention. We got to hurry a little bit.
It's going to be whatever the boys is on, because Billy Butcher is Johnny Cage.
Billy Butcher is Johnny Cage? Yeah. Okay, so last one.
Bet. All right, so my final one is going to be, unfortunately, something I pseudo-dipped my toe into because we're talking about Transformers 3. Transformers 3 was so insane but cool at the same freaking time, man. Let me tell you, dog.
Yeah.
It was the whole concept of Sentinel Prime being on the moon, but then getting shot down, but then they find him, but they don't want to talk about it, but they sent the Autobots to some place in Germany or Russia to find a radioactive thing, to find Soundwave, and he looks weird, and he controls a giant worm for some reason. And Megan Fox is gone, so everyone's confused about that, but then Sam Witwicky is still there being Sam Witwicky, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Just for them to find Sentinel and then to bring him back to life, and he almost murked Optimus Prime on sight, but no one questioned it, and they're just like, well, you weren't fighting nobody. And we already knew Decepticons were on the moon, so why you didn't attack Optimus? And then he realized that they weren't fighting him back, so he was like, wait a minute, let me stop doing this real fast. So I'm like, he gonna kill somebody important that we really like at some point. So they're all Joe Schmo, happy dappy and all this stuff, and then they introduce some Jamaican Decepticons that act like monkeys for some reason, and they get into a Mexican standoff with Sideswipe and Ironhide, and you're just like, what is happening? Just for Sentinel to be like, hey man, I can't take the Matrix of leadership. It belongs to you. You're the true Prime. Da 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 da. Just to go, I'm doing this for our planet. And sneak diss Ironhide. In the comic, he sneaks diss Ironhide, Skids, and Mudflap, but rightfully so because they're racial stereotypes and nobody likes them. And it's just like, what is going on? Just for side note, Sam to try to be helpful to the good guys that actually still like the Autobots and all that stuff, but he thinks his little white, blonde, not Megan Fox girlfriend is smashing her boss because he gave her a Decepticon as a car so he can stalk her because he knew that Sam is connected to them. Because the Decepticons as a subplot were going around murking everyone who knew about their existence to begin with. So you're just like, what is going on? But then the war of Chicago happens, so the Autobots build a rocket because the military is like, we don't like y'all, fuck y'all, get away from us. Just to not realize that they were the ones who saved them in the first 2 movies, right? So they have the 3, I don't remember what they're called, but they're based off of NASCARs, and there's a fat one, a skinny one, and there's a red one that's fat, a blue one who loves soccer, and a green one who's actually Jamaican. They built the rocket, send it up, but they were in the boosters hiding because the Decepticons sent Starscream to blow that bitch down before they started the war, and then they basically Thanos invaded Chicago just for the Autobots to come out of nowhere and be like, da 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 da, bow, we're here to save y'all niggas.
I think I would have been less confused actually viewing the fucking movie. What? There's a red fat thing. There's a blue tall thing. There's a Decepticon that's Jamaican. There's a dude from the moon or something, or he wants something from the moon. They find some radioactive. Megan Fox replacement smashing her boss, and the boss is a Decepticon that gave her a Decepticon. What?
Oh no, he's on Decepticon's team. So it's like Sam.
I don't need that much clarification from it.
So like
we don't need to go in depth on the clarification.
The movie is like confusing as shit because the whole time you're just like, so there's another Prime that's alive. He doesn't want the Matrix leadership. He makes a secret deal with the Decepticons, kill Ironhide. Chicago gets invaded. Everyone's like, oh my God, Bumblebee got captured by a set of Decepticons, along with like Wheeljack, Ratchet, and some other dudes. And then like when Optimus Prime joins the battlefield at some point, he has like a giant jetpack thing and he's just like doomslayering through like 30 Decepticons and one-shots Shockwave with like brass knuckles because he takes an entire chunk out of his torso, then rips his eye out. And you're like, why is Optimus Prime so murderous? What is happening? Just for Bumblebee to like just murk Soundwave in 2 seconds too, because like you're just don't know what the fuck's happening because it's a war and that. And then you see humans like killing Decepticons because they know how they like shoot them in the eyes, hit them with our heavy APs. And you're like, but can we get to like Prime versus Sentinel just for Sentinel to actually almost kill him? Like he ripped the arm off and all that stuff. And the most amazing scene in the film happens where Megatron, he comes out. He's blicking Sentinel in the back. He is getting them primal cheeks, bro. And then like he's tearing up Sentinel. Then Optimus, they like jump him for a second, and Optimus is like loses an arm and then shoots him a couple times. And he was like, no, Optimus, you got... And then he double tapped his ass. That's crazy. Optimus is double tapping people, right? Then Megatron was like, ha ha ha, yeah, Prime. What would you be without me? Just for Prime to be like, let's find out. Face like Shiesty drops down and then he just blicks his shit in 2 seconds. Great chaos. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Transformers 3 is great.
The thing is, when you go on a rant, you go on so much of a rant, I can't fully understand like where it's going. And you say a lot of shit that I'm just like, like I'm just getting assaulted here. I'm just like, okay. Am I getting tested on this? What? Is this a school lecture? What? I would love to see you be like a teacher and like very passionate about, like a topic. Like, and then you're like in the film industry and you're teaching people like what bad writing is, and you're just talking about the Transformers movie. You're just like, hello class, let's talk about the Transformers movie. One kid's like, yeah, so what's the plot of Transformers 3? Oh yeah, bet, I got you. And then goes, but like an hour's passed, and you're like, by the way, no, this is on the test.
I would still do that.
Hooey.
You said it had to be quick, so I made it quick.
That was not quick at all.
That was quick.
That was like 10 minutes.
I took one breath.
That was like 10 minutes.
That was one breath.
Oh, that was still like 10 minutes.
I mean, that shows I cut 30 to 10. I think I did a good job.
Damn. Well, anyway, those were some of our movies that we think are so bad that they're good. Maybe leave in the comments which movies that you think that are so bad they're good, or movies that you who kind of disagree with the general public. You think they're bad, but you can see why people enjoy it. Hey, but anyways, we will see you guys next time. Make sure you like, save, and subscribe. All right, bye guys.
Optimus Prime monologue.